Today, I want to talk about the most powerful relationship you will ever have, the one you have with yourself. When you change the way you see yourself, you change everything. Your thoughts, actions, and possibilities all start with one person, you. For too long, we let the world define who we are. We allow others to shape our self-worth, limit our dreams, and dampen our confidence. But what if you took control? What if you looked in the mirror and saw your potential instead of your flaws? What if you chose to see yourself as capable, strong, and worthy of everything life has to offer? The truth is, the way you see yourself influences how others see you. When you carry yourself with self-love and confidence, the world mirrors that back to you. Changing the way you see yourself isn't about vanity, it's about empowerment. It's about unleashing the greatness that already exists within you. Acknowledge your strengths by taking the time to truly recognize and appreciate the qualities that make you unique. It's easy to get caught up in what you lack, the areas where you feel inadequate, or the things you haven't yet achieved. But when you consciously shift your focus to the strengths you already possess, your mindset changes dramatically. This practice isn't about inflating your ego or ignoring your weaknesses, but rather about fostering a balanced, more positive self-image. Think of your strengths as the foundation of your personal growth. These are the skills, talents, and qualities that have brought you to where you are today. By acknowledging them, you begin to reinforce your belief in your own abilities, which is crucial to building confidence. Consider moments in your life where you've succeeded, moments when you faced challenges and emerged stronger. Those experiences are proof of your resilience, creativity, intelligence, or whatever qualities you may have drawn upon in those situations. Reflecting on your strengths can also help you find direction. When you know what you're good at, it becomes easier to identify paths in life that will allow you to use those strengths to their fullest potential. It can also provide clarity on how you can work on areas where you may need improvement without diminishing the things you already do well. Moreover, acknowledging your strengths doesn't have to be done alone. Seek feedback from others, friends, family, colleagues who can often see strengths in you that you might overlook. Sometimes an outside perspective can help you realize that the things you take for granted in yourself are valuable and rare qualities. Ultimately, this process creates a positive feedback loop. The more you acknowledge your strengths, the more you believe in them, and the more you act with confidence in your life. This simple yet powerful act of recognition becomes the foundation for transforming how you see yourself. Challenging negative thoughts is a critical practice that can reshape your entire self-perception and outlook on life. We all experience moments when doubt creeps in, those little voices that tell us we're not good enough, that we'll fail, or that we don't deserve success. These thoughts often come from past experiences, societal pressures, or comparisons with others, and over time, they can become deeply ingrained in our minds. Left unchecked, negative thoughts can paralyze us, leading to low self-esteem, anxiety, and a diminished sense of worth. To change this, the first step is becoming aware of these negative thoughts when they arise. Often they are so automatic that we don't even realize how frequently they occur. It helps to pause and really listen to what you're telling yourself. Are you being overly critical? Are you assuming the worst about yourself or your situation without evidence? Once you become conscious of these patterns, you can begin the process of challenging them. Challenging negative thoughts doesn't mean simply ignoring them or pushing them aside. Instead, it's about questioning their validity. Ask yourself if the thought is based on facts or assumptions. Is there concrete evidence that supports this negative belief, or is it rooted in fear, insecurity, or past experiences that no longer apply? This process can be eye-opening because it often reveals that many of the thoughts we hold onto so tightly are irrational or exaggerated. One powerful tool in this practice is to replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. If you find yourself thinking, "I'm not capable," try countering that with, "I have the skills and resilience to overcome challenges." Positive affirmations, when repeated regularly, can slowly rewire the brain to adopt a more positive self-image. These statements don't have to be grandiose or unrealistic, but rather grounded in truth and possibility. Additionally, it's important to focus on the present moment. Negative thoughts often stem from fears about the future or regrets about the past. When you ground yourself in the present, you allow yourself to act and think more clearly, free from the distortions of what if and if only. Mindfulness practices, such as deep breathing or meditation, can help in quieting the noise of negative thoughts and refocusing your attention on the here and now. Over time, as you challenge and replace negative thoughts, you will notice a shift in how you feel about yourself and your abilities. This isn't a one-time fix, but rather an ongoing practice that becomes easier with repetition. The more you confront these thoughts, the weaker their hold on you becomes. Gradually, you'll find that you're not only more confident, but also more optimistic, resilient, and ready to face life's challenges with a healthier mindset. This process of challenging and replacing negative thoughts with positive ones is key to transforming how you see yourself and the world around you. Practicing self-compassion is one of the most transformative habits you can adopt, especially in a world that often emphasizes perfection and constant achievement. Many of us are our own harshest critics, setting incredibly high standards and berating ourselves when we fall short. However, this kind of self-judgment can be damaging, leading to feelings of inadequacy, stress, and even burnout. To counteract this, it's essential to cultivate self-compassion, which involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a close friend in times of struggle. At its core, self-compassion means accepting that you are human, and like every other person, you are imperfect and will inevitably make mistakes. Instead of condemning yourself for not being flawless, you learn to embrace those imperfections as part of your journey. It's about recognizing that failure is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a natural part of growth and learning. When you practice self-compassion, you acknowledge that everyone faces difficulties and you are not alone in your challenges. This sense of shared humanity helps soften the blow of personal failures and fosters a sense of connection rather than isolation. One powerful way to practice self-compassion is by shifting your inner dialogue. Instead of immediately resorting to harsh criticism when things don't go as planned, pause and ask yourself, how would I respond to a friend in this situation? Most likely, you would offer words of encouragement, empathy, and support. You would remind them that one mistake or setback doesn't define them. You can offer yourself that same grace. By treating yourself with kindness in moments of difficulty, you nurture a healthier relationship with yourself, one that is based on understanding rather than judgment. Another important aspect of self-compassion is allowing yourself to feel and express your emotions without suppressing them. Often people believe that being tough on themselves will push them to improve, but in reality, this approach only adds pressure and anxiety. On the other hand, self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. It gives you permission to feel disappointment or frustration without letting those emotions consume your sense of self-worth. You learn that it's okay to have bad days, to be sad or upset, and that these emotions do not make you weak, they make you human. Self-compassion also involves practicing patience with yourself. Growth takes time, and expecting immediate results only sets you up for disappointment. By being patient, you give yourself the space to learn and evolve at your own pace. Whether you're working on a personal goal, dealing with a setback, or simply trying to improve certain aspects of your life, self-compassion reminds you that progress is not linear. Some days will be better than others, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is that you continue to move forward, even if the steps are small. In addition, self-compassion can improve your relationships with others. When you're kind to yourself, you're more likely to extend that kindness to the people around you. It also allows you to set healthier boundaries. When you treat yourself with respect and compassion, you're less likely to tolerate situations or relationships that drain your energy or undermine your well-being. Overall, self-compassion is not about lowering your standards or avoiding personal responsibility. It's about balancing your ambition with kindness, recognizing that you deserve the same empathy and understanding you so readily offer others. By practicing self-compassion, you build a solid foundation of self-acceptance that enables you to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience, calm, and confidence. Over time, this compassionate approach will help you foster a more positive, supportive relationship with yourself, which is crucial to your overall well-being and happiness. Surrounding yourself with positivity is one of the most influential decisions you can make for your mental and emotional well-being. The people, environments, and content you expose yourself to have a significant impact on how you see the world and, more importantly, how you see yourself. This idea stems from the understanding that human beings are inherently social creatures, and our thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs are shaped to a large degree by those around us. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, whether it's from toxic relationships, a discouraging work environment, or pessimistic media content, it can erode your self-esteem and dampen your sense of possibility. On the other hand, being in the company of positive, supportive people and environments can elevate your confidence, encourage your dreams, and reinforce a mindset of growth and optimism. The first step in surrounding yourself with positivity is to carefully evaluate your current relationships. Ask yourself whether the people you spend the most time with uplift you or bring you down. Do they encourage you to pursue your goals, or do they criticize and doubt your abilities? While no relationship is perfect, it's important to recognize when certain connections are doing more harm than good. Toxic or unsupportive relationships can be draining, affecting not only your emotional health, but also your ability to see and believe in your own potential. Distancing yourself from negative influences, or at least setting boundaries, is essential to creating the mental space for growth and positivity. Equally important is seeking out relationships that inspire and motivate you. Surrounding yourself with people who are optimistic, driven, and supportive can be transformative. These individuals often share a growth mindset, believing that with effort and perseverance, you can achieve your goals. Their energy and attitude can be contagious, helping you maintain a more positive outlook on your own challenges and aspirations. Moreover, these supportive relationships can serve as a source of accountability, pushing you to stay committed to your goals when self-doubt creeps in. Whether it's friends, mentors, or colleagues, having a circle of people who believe in you can make a world of difference in how you perceive yourself and what you think is possible. In addition to people, the environment you spend time in plays a crucial role in shaping your mindset. Think about the physical spaces you inhabit: your home, your workspace, or the places you frequent. Do they inspire positivity and creativity, or do they feel cluttered, stressful, or uninspiring? Sometimes small changes in your environment, like decluttering your space, adding personal touches that bring you joy, or creating a more organized and peaceful atmosphere, can have a big impact on your mood and productivity. Surrounding yourself with beauty, order, and comfort can foster a sense of calm and focus, making it easier to maintain a positive and motivated mindset. Media consumption is another area where you can actively choose positivity. In today's digital age, we are constantly bombarded with information, much of it negative. Whether it's scrolling through social media, reading the news, or watching TV, the content you consume can deeply influence your thoughts and emotions. While staying informed is important, it's equally crucial to be mindful of how much negativity you're absorbing. Overexposure to bad news, social comparison, or toxic online interactions can lead to feelings of anxiety, hopelessness, or inadequacy. To counter this, be intentional about the kind of media you engage with. Follow content creators, pages, or channels that inspire you, make you laugh, or educate you in a way that feels enriching rather than draining. Reading uplifting books, listening to motivational podcasts, or following positive news outlets can all help to shift your mindset toward one of optimism and hope. It's important to cultivate positivity within yourself. While external factors like relationships and environments are important, the way you talk to yourself and the habits you form can either support or undermine your efforts to maintain positivity. Practice gratitude daily by reflecting on the things you are thankful for, no matter how small. This simple act can help shift your focus from what's lacking in your life to what is already good. Positive self-talk is another powerful tool. When faced with challenges, instead of succumbing to fear or self-doubt, remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Repeating positive affirmations can also help rewire your brain to focus on the good rather than the bad. Surrounding yourself with positivity is not just about avoiding negativity, it's about actively creating an environment, both internal and external, that fosters growth, joy, and self-belief. By being intentional about the people, spaces, and content you allow into your life, you can create a supportive ecosystem that lifts you up, fuels your ambitions, and ultimately helps you see yourself in a more positive and empowering light. Setting realistic goals is essential for building a sense of accomplishment and maintaining momentum in your personal and professional life. Often, when people set goals, they aim high, which is admirable, but if those goals are unrealistic or too ambitious from the outset, it can lead to frustration, overwhelm, and even a sense of failure. The key to sustained success lies in breaking those large, ambitious dreams into smaller, manageable goals that you can achieve incrementally. This process not only builds confidence as you complete each step, but also creates a clearer path to achieving your long-term vision. One of the most common reasons people struggle with goal setting is that they focus solely on the end result without considering the steps it will take to get there. For example, someone might set a goal of running a marathon without taking into account the physical training and discipline required to reach that point. While the ultimate objective might be to cross the marathon finish line, a more realistic approach would involve breaking that goal down into smaller, more immediate targets, such as running a few miles a day, then gradually increasing the distance over time. This not only makes the goal more attainable, but also helps prevent burnout or discouragement from trying to do too much at once. Setting realistic goals requires self-awareness. You need to have a clear understanding of your current abilities, resources, and time constraints. Being honest with yourself about what you can realistically achieve in a given time frame doesn't mean you are limiting your potential. It means you are being strategic and thoughtful about how to reach your aspirations. Sometimes in the excitement of pursuing a goal, people underestimate the challenges they may face or overestimate their ability to juggle multiple tasks. By being realistic about your starting point and planning accordingly, you set yourself up for success instead of frustration. One way to ensure your goals are realistic is to make them specific and measurable. Rather than saying, I want to get in shape, set a concrete goal like I want to work out for 30 minutes 4 times a week for the next month. This kind of specificity not only gives you a clear target, but also makes it easier to track your progress. Measuring your progress allows you to celebrate the small victories along the way, which boosts motivation and reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve the larger goal. Each time you meet a smaller, measurable milestone, you build momentum and confidence, which keeps you moving forward. Another critical aspect of setting realistic goals is recognizing that setbacks and obstacles are a natural part of the process. Even with the best planning, life is unpredictable and things don't always go according to plan. Instead of being discouraged by these setbacks, view them as opportunities to adjust your approach. When your goals are realistic, you allow room for flexibility. If something isn't working, you can recalibrate and find a better path forward without abandoning your ultimate objective. This mindset of adaptability ensures that even when things don't go perfectly, you're still making progress. It also helps to cultivate resilience as you learn to persevere and find solutions rather than giving up when faced with challenges. Furthermore, realistic goal setting fosters a healthier relationship with time. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that they should accomplish everything quickly, leading to unnecessary pressure and stress. By setting goals that take into account your available time and other commitments, you create a sustainable pace for growth and success. For example, if you have a full-time job and other responsibilities, setting a goal to complete a major project in a week might not be realistic. Instead, breaking the project into smaller tasks that can be completed over a month is far more manageable and less likely to leave you feeling overwhelmed. Another benefit of setting realistic goals is that it helps you prioritize what truly matters. When you have a clear understanding of what you can realistically achieve, you become more discerning about where to direct your energy. You're able to focus on what will bring you the most value or satisfaction rather than spreading yourself too thin by trying to accomplish too much at once. This level of focus and intentionality ensures that the goals you're working toward are aligned with your values and long-term vision, rather than just being a reaction to external pressures or fleeting desires. Setting realistic goals enhances your sense of control and reduces stress. When your goals are clear, actionable, and achievable, you feel more in control of your destiny. The path forward is not some overwhelming distant dream, but a series of achievable steps that bring you closer to what you want. This sense of control is empowering and significantly reduces the anxiety that often accompanies large, undefined goals. Each time you complete one of your smaller goals, it reinforces the idea that you are capable, competent, and moving forward in a meaningful way. Setting realistic goals is not about limiting your ambition, but about creating a clear, structured path to success. By breaking large goals into smaller, actionable steps, being honest about your current abilities and time constraints, and staying flexible in the face of challenges, you create a sustainable approach to growth and achievement. This method not only helps you stay motivated and focused, but also builds your confidence and sense of accomplishment as you see yourself progressing steadily toward your ultimate aspirations. Embracing your uniqueness is one of the most powerful ways to transform your self-perception and build authentic confidence. In a world that often pushes conformity and comparison, it can be difficult to recognize and value the qualities that make you different. Society tends to set certain standards, whether it's in appearance, success, or behavior, and the pressure to fit into those molds can lead to self-doubt or the feeling that you're not enough. However, it is precisely those things that make you unique, your experiences, perspectives, talents, and even quirks that set you apart in a meaningful way. Embracing who you are fully without trying to fit into someone else's expectations is not just liberating, it's empowering. The first step in embracing your uniqueness is shifting your mindset away from comparison. Comparing yourself to others is a natural human tendency, but it often leads to feelings of inadequacy because we usually compare our weaknesses to someone else's strengths. Social media, in particular, can intensify this As we're constantly bombarded with carefully curated images of other people's lives, successes, and achievements. It's easy to feel like you don't measure up, but it's important to remember that what you see is often a highlight reel, not the full picture. Every person is on a different journey, and just as you have your own struggles, others face theirs, even if they don't show it. When you stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own path, you begin to appreciate your individual gifts and progress. Recognizing and celebrating your individuality also means understanding that your experiences and perspectives are valuable. Whether it's your background, culture, personal history, or the way you see the world, these aspects shape who you are and how you contribute to the world around you. Embracing this means acknowledging that no one else has your exact story, and therefore no one else can bring what you bring to the table. Instead of feeling pressure to fit in, allow your unique experiences to guide you. They give you insights and strengths that others may not have, and they are what make you irreplaceable in your personal and professional spheres. Whether you're solving a problem, creating something new, or simply interacting with others, your uniqueness is what gives you an edge, allowing you to approach situations in ways that others may not. Another key aspect of embracing your uniqueness is understanding that authenticity is magnetic. When you stop pretending to be someone you're not and instead show up as your true self, people are drawn to that authenticity. Trying to conform to someone else's idea of success or happiness can feel exhausting and unfulfilling because it's not aligned with who you truly are. On the other hand, when you embrace and express your true self, whether it's your style, your personality, or your passions, you create genuine connections with others. People are naturally attracted to those who are comfortable in their own skin, and that confidence comes from owning and embracing what makes you different. When you're authentic, the relationships and opportunities you attract are more likely to be aligned with your true values and desires, leading to deeper satisfaction and success. Embracing your uniqueness also means embracing your imperfections. No one is perfect, and trying to live up to an unrealistic standard is not only impossible, but it also undermines your self-worth. Your imperfections are part of what makes you human, and often they are the things that make you relatable and endearing to others. Instead of seeing your flaws as something to be ashamed of, recognize them as part of the complex, multifaceted person that you are. Many of the most successful and admired people in the world are those who have learned to turn their perceived flaws into strengths. Whether it's a unique way of thinking, a different approach to solving problems, or even personal struggles that you've overcome, these aspects of yourself contribute to your resilience and growth. When you embrace all parts of yourself, including the imperfect ones, you build a sense of self-acceptance that is unshakable. Another way to embrace your uniqueness is to lean into your passions and interests, even if they're unconventional. Sometimes people feel the need to suppress their true interests or hobbies because they don't align with what's popular or socially accepted. However, pursuing what genuinely excites you, regardless of how it's perceived by others, is a key part of living an authentic and fulfilling life. Your passions are a reflection of your unique personality, and they often point to the areas where you can make the greatest impact. Whether it's a creative pursuit, a professional path, or a personal hobby, embracing what makes you excited and curious can lead to a deeper sense of purpose and joy. When you honor these aspects of yourself, you're more likely to find fulfillment as you're living in alignment with what truly matters to you. Embracing your uniqueness requires self-affirmation and self-love. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for external validation, wanting others to approve of who you are or what you do. However, true confidence and contentment come from within. When you validate yourself and recognize your worth, regardless of what others think, you gain a sense of freedom that is incredibly empowering. Self-love means accepting yourself fully, your strengths, your weaknesses, your successes, and your failures, and knowing that you are worthy just as you are. This doesn't mean that you stop striving for improvement, but rather that you pursue growth from a place of self-compassion and self-respect. When you embrace and love who you are, you naturally begin to see your uniqueness as a gift, rather than something to be hidden or changed. Embracing your uniqueness is about rejecting the pressure to conform and instead celebrating what makes you different. It's about recognizing that your individuality is your strength, allowing you to approach life with authenticity, confidence, and a deep sense of self-worth. By appreciating your unique experiences, passions, and imperfections, and by validating yourself from within, you can cultivate a life that is truly aligned with who you are. This kind of self-acceptance is not only liberating, but also creates the foundation for personal and professional success. Focusing on your strengths is a powerful way to build confidence, enhance your performance, and foster personal growth. Too often, people spend an excessive amount of time and energy worrying about their weaknesses, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy or frustration. While it's important to acknowledge and work on areas that need improvement, constantly fixating on your shortcomings can overshadow the talents and skills you already possess. By shifting your focus towards your strengths, you leverage what you are naturally good at, which can lead to greater success and a more positive self-image. This approach helps you to not only feel more competent and capable, but also to bring more value to your personal and professional endeavors. The first step in focusing on your strengths is identifying what those strengths are. This may seem simple, but many people have difficulty recognizing their own talents because they tend to take them for granted or undervalue them. Reflect on the things you do well, the skills that come naturally to you, or the activities that make you feel energized and accomplished. You can also seek feedback from others, such as colleagues, friends, or mentors who can offer insights into your strengths from an external perspective. Often others are more aware of our abilities than we are ourselves, and their observations can help you gain a clearer picture of your unique strengths. Once you've identified your strengths, the next step is to find ways to use them more effectively. This involves aligning your strengths with your goals and responsibilities, whether in your personal life or career. For example, if you're particularly skilled at problem solving, look for opportunities where you can apply that talent to overcome challenges in your work or personal projects. If you excel at communication, use that skill to foster stronger relationships, whether it's through writing, speaking, or collaborating with others. When you focus on what you do well, you'll find that tasks become easier, more enjoyable, and more rewarding as you're operating from a place of natural ability and confidence. Focusing on your strengths doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses, but rather finding a balance that allows you to play to your strengths while managing or mitigating your weaker areas. This can involve delegating tasks that don't align with your strengths to others who are better suited for them, or finding ways to collaborate with people whose skills complement yours. For example, if you're highly creative but struggle with organization, partnering with someone who excels in planning and logistics can lead to a more effective and successful outcome. By surrounding yourself with a team or network that complements your abilities, you can focus on what you do best without being weighed down by tasks that don't align with your natural talents. Another important aspect of focusing on your strengths is building confidence through continuous improvement. Even though you may already excel in certain areas, there's always room for growth. By investing time in developing your strengths, you not only enhance your expertise, but also reinforce your sense of competence and capability. This can be done through formal education, such as taking courses or attending workshops, or through informal means like practicing a skill regularly or seeking feedback from peers. The more you hone your strengths, the more confident you'll become, and this confidence will naturally spill over into other areas of your life. Moreover, when you focus on your strengths, you cultivate a mindset of positivity and growth. This shift in focus allows you to see yourself in a more positive light as you're concentrating on what you're good at, rather than dwelling on perceived inadequacies. This mindset can lead to greater resilience and motivation, as you're more likely to persevere through challenges when you feel confident in your abilities. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, you can approach them as opportunities to apply your strengths in new and creative ways. Over time, this approach reinforces a cycle of success, where each achievement builds on the last, creating a sense of momentum and accomplishment. In the workplace, focusing on your strengths can lead to higher job satisfaction and better performance. When you're able to use your strengths regularly in your role, you're more likely to feel engaged and fulfilled by your work. This not only benefits you personally, but also contributes to the overall success of the organization, as employees who are working from their strengths tend to be more productive, innovative, and committed. Additionally, focusing on strengths can improve relationships with colleagues and supervisors, as you're more likely to excel in tasks that highlight your abilities, which can lead to greater recognition and opportunities for advancement. In your personal life, focusing on your strengths can improve your relationships and well-being. When you're aware of and confident in your abilities, you're more likely to approach relationships from a place of self-assurance, which can enhance communication, reduce conflicts, and foster deeper connections. Additionally, focusing on your strengths allows you to contribute more meaningfully to your community, whether it's through volunteering, mentoring, or simply sharing your talents with others. This sense of contribution can lead to greater fulfillment and a stronger sense of purpose in your life. Focusing on your strengths can have a positive impact on your mental and emotional health. When you regularly engage in activities that align with your strengths, you're more likely to experience a sense of flow, a state of being fully immersed and energized by what you're doing. This sense of flow can lead to reduced stress, increased happiness, and a greater sense of well-being. Furthermore, when you focus on your strengths, you're less likely to feel overwhelmed by your weaknesses, as you're operating from a place of confidence and capability rather than insecurity or self-doubt. Focusing on your strengths is a powerful strategy for building confidence, enhancing performance, and fostering personal and professional growth. By identifying and leveraging your strengths, you create a foundation for success that is based on what you naturally do well. This approach not only leads to greater fulfillment and satisfaction, but also helps you navigate challenges with resilience and optimism. Whether in your career, relationships, or personal pursuits, focusing on your strengths allows you to bring your best self forward and achieve your full potential. Practicing self-compassion is one of the most crucial aspects of fostering a positive self-image and overall well-being. In a world that often emphasizes perfectionism and constant achievement, many people are their own harshest critics, holding themselves to impossibly high standards. When mistakes are made or things don't go as planned, it's common to respond with self-criticism, shame, or guilt. This negative self-talk can erode your self-esteem, causing you to view yourself through a lens of inadequacy. Self-compassion offers a healthier alternative by encouraging you to treat yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that you would offer to a loved one. It's about acknowledging your humanity and being gentle with yourself in moments of difficulty, rather than resorting to harsh judgment. Self-compassion begins with recognizing that suffering, failure, and imperfection are part of the human experience. No one is perfect, and everyone experiences setbacks. When you understand that mistakes are not a sign of personal failure, but a natural part of life, you can begin to approach yourself with greater empathy. This doesn't mean making excuses or avoiding responsibility, but rather reframing how you respond to your own shortcomings. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough or I'll never succeed, self-compassion encourages you to say, I'm doing my best and it's okay to struggle. Sometimes this shift in mindset allows you to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than reasons for self-punishment. A core element of self-compassion is learning to quiet the inner critic and replace it with a more supportive, compassionate voice. The inner critic often amplifies feelings of failure or inadequacy, making situations feel worse than they are. It tells you that you're not good enough or that you'll never achieve your goals. Self-compassion, on the other hand, acknowledges your efforts and reassures you that it's okay to not have everything figured out. When you practice self-compassion, you begin to speak to yourself in a way that is more encouraging and affirming. You remind yourself that just as you would comfort a friend going through a hard time, you deserve the same level of care and understanding. Another important aspect of self-compassion is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present and aware of your thoughts and emotions without getting swept away by them. It involves recognizing when you're experiencing negative emotions, such as frustration or disappointment, and observing them without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you create a space between yourself and your emotions, which allows you to respond with compassion rather than reacting impulsively. This mindfulness aspect of self-compassion helps you stay grounded in the present moment, preventing you from spiraling into negative thought patterns or self-criticism. It also allows you to accept your emotions as they are without trying to suppress or ignore them. Self-compassion also involves recognizing your limits and giving yourself permission to rest and recharge. In today's fast-paced, productivity-driven society, there's often pressure to keep pushing forward, even when you're exhausted or overwhelmed. However, constantly running on empty leads to burnout and decreases your overall effectiveness. Practicing self-compassion means honoring your need for self-care, whether that's taking a break, seeking support, or simply allowing yourself time to unwind. It's about understanding that your worth is not solely defined by your productivity or achievements, but by who you are as a person. When you practice self-compassion, you give yourself the grace to step back, recharge, and return to your goals with renewed energy and focus. Self-compassion is also about accepting that growth takes time and effort. Personal development is a gradual process, and expecting immediate perfection can set you up for disappointment. When you practice self-compassion, you recognize that learning and improving are lifelong endeavors filled with ups and downs. Instead of beating yourself up for not being where you want to be, self-compassion allows you to appreciate the progress you've made, even if it's not perfect or complete. This mindset encourages patience with yourself and fosters a sense of perseverance, knowing that growth happens step by step. By being kind to yourself in the midst of challenges, you create an environment where personal development can thrive. Additionally, self-compassion helps to combat the feelings of isolation that can arise during difficult times. When you experience failure or hardship, it's easy to feel like you're alone in your struggles, as though everyone else has it figured out. Self-compassion reminds you that everyone faces challenges and that your difficulties are not unique to you. This common humanity aspect of self-compassion allows you to feel connected to others, even in your moments of vulnerability. By recognizing that suffering is part of the shared human experience, you cultivate a sense of belonging and reduce feelings of isolation. This connection helps you to feel less overwhelmed by your problems and more capable of handling them with grace. Moreover, self-compassion strengthens resilience. When you're compassionate toward yourself, you build an inner foundation of support that helps you bounce back from setbacks more effectively. Instead of getting stuck in a cycle of self-blame or shame, you approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and a desire to learn from them. This mindset helps you move forward more quickly as you're not weighed down by negative emotions or a harsh inner dialogue. Self-compassion provides the emotional balance needed to maintain perspective during tough times, allowing you to navigate adversity with greater ease and confidence. Practicing self-compassion also enhances your relationships. When you are kinder to yourself, it becomes easier to extend that kindness to others. You become more understanding and empathetic toward the struggles of those around you as you've learned to approach your own challenges with compassion. This can lead to deeper, more authentic connections as you're able to relate to others from a place of shared humanity rather than judgment. Furthermore, when you practice self-compassion, you're less likely to project your own insecurities or frustrations onto others, resulting in healthier and more supportive relationships. Practicing self-compassion is about treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience in the face of challenges. It involves recognizing that suffering is part of the human experience, quieting the inner critic, and responding to your struggles with empathy rather than judgment. Self-compassion also means being mindful of your emotions, honoring your need for self-care, and accepting that growth takes time. By practicing self-compassion, you build resilience, foster personal growth, and enhance your relationships with others. Ultimately, self-compassion allows you to see yourself as deserving of the same care and consideration you would offer to a loved one, leading to greater emotional well-being and a more positive self-image. Setting healthy boundaries is an essential component of maintaining both your emotional and physical well-being. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define where you end and others begin. They serve as personal limits that protect you from being overwhelmed, drained, or taken advantage of in various relationships and situations. Establishing clear and firm boundaries allows you to preserve your energy, focus on your own needs, and maintain a sense of control over your life. When boundaries are not respected or clearly defined, it can lead to stress, resentment, and burnout. Healthy boundaries are not about being rigid or distant. They're about protecting your energy while fostering healthy, balanced connections with others. The first step in setting boundaries is understanding your own needs and limits. Many people struggle to establish boundaries because they aren't entirely clear on what they need to feel safe, respected, and balanced. This requires introspection and self-awareness. Consider the areas of your life where you may feel overwhelmed or depleted, whether it's in your relationships, work environment, or personal time. Are you often saying yes when you really want to say no? Are you taking on responsibilities that don't align with your values or priorities? Once you have a clear understanding of where your boundaries lie, you can begin to communicate them more effectively to others. Setting boundaries also involves learning how to say no without guilt. Many people find it difficult to say no because they fear disappointing others or being perceived as selfish. However, saying no is an act of self-respect, and it's necessary for maintaining balance in your life. When you say yes to things that you don't genuinely want to do, you may end up feeling resentful or overwhelmed, and that resentment can strain your relationships. By practicing the art of saying no when something doesn't align with your values or needs, you create space for the things that are truly important to you. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you someone who values their time, energy, and well-being. In addition to saying no, effective boundary setting requires clear communication. It's important to express your boundaries in a way that is firm yet respectful. For example, instead of being passive and allowing someone to overstep your limits or reacting aggressively when they do, you can calmly state what you need. For instance, you might say, "I appreciate that you need my help, but I'm unable to take on any additional work right now." Or, "I need some quiet time this evening, so I'm going to turn off my phone." Clear communication ensures that others understand your boundaries and helps prevent misunderstandings. By expressing your needs directly, You create an environment where mutual respect is possible, and people are more likely to honor your boundaries in the future. Another important aspect of setting boundaries is recognizing that it's okay for boundaries to evolve over time. As you grow and change, so too might your limits. What worked for you in one phase of life might not be suitable in another. For example, you may have set boundaries around your work hours when you were in a different job or stage of your career, but those boundaries may need to be adjusted as your responsibilities change. Similarly, relationships may require boundary adjustments as dynamics shift. Being flexible and open to reassessing your boundaries as circumstances evolve allows you to maintain healthy balance in your life without feeling trapped by outdated rules or expectations. Boundaries also serve as a way to protect your emotional and mental health. It's easy to become overwhelmed when you constantly put the needs of others before your own. By setting boundaries, you are affirming that your emotions, energy, and well-being are just as important as anyone else's. For example, if you're constantly surrounded by negativity or people who drain your energy, setting boundaries might mean limiting your time with them or creating space for yourself to recharge. Similarly, if you find yourself constantly solving other people's problems or taking on responsibilities that aren't yours, establishing boundaries allows you to step back and prioritize your own emotional health. By safeguarding your emotional well-being through boundaries, you build resilience and prevent burnout. It's also important to recognize that not everyone will respect your boundaries right away, and some people may push back against them. This can be challenging, especially if you're someone who values harmony and avoids conflict. However, it's important to stand firm in your boundaries, even when others resist. People who care about you will ultimately understand and respect your limits, though it might take time. On the other hand, if someone consistently violates your boundaries, it may be a sign that they do not respect you or value the relationship. In these cases, it's essential to reevaluate the relationship and consider whether it's healthy for you to continue engaging with someone who repeatedly disregards your needs. Setting boundaries can also improve the quality of your relationships. When you establish clear boundaries, it helps others understand your expectations and limits, which can reduce misunderstandings and conflicts. Healthy boundaries allow you to interact with others in a more authentic and meaningful way because you're no longer carrying the burden of overextension or emotional exhaustion. By creating space for yourself, you're able to be present in relationships in a way that feels fulfilling rather than draining. Additionally, when people see that you respect your own boundaries, they're more likely to respect theirs as well, which contributes to healthier and more balanced interactions. A significant benefit of setting boundaries is that it allows you to prioritize self-care and personal growth. When you have well-defined boundaries, you make time for the activities and people that nourish you, whether that's engaging in a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or simply resting. Setting boundaries allows you to say no to things that don't serve you, which in turn frees up time for things that are aligned with your goals and values. This space for self-care and personal growth is essential for maintaining a healthy balance between your responsibilities and your needs. The act of setting boundaries itself can become a form of self-care because it requires you to advocate for your own well-being and protect your time and energy. Setting boundaries encourages self-respect and self-love. It's easy to lose sight of your own needs when you're constantly trying to please others or live up to external expectations. However, by setting boundaries, you show yourself that your well-being is important and that you are worthy of respect. Boundaries are a way of honoring your own needs and recognizing that you deserve to be treated with kindness, understanding, and consideration. This self-respect reinforces your sense of self-worth and allows you to engage with the world in a more authentic and empowered way. Setting healthy boundaries is a fundamental practice for protecting your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It involves understanding your own needs, learning to say no without guilt, and communicating your limits with clarity and compassion. Boundaries evolve over time and can be flexible, but they should always serve to protect your energy and promote balance in your life. By practicing boundary setting, you create healthy relationships, prioritize self-care, and foster personal growth. Ultimately, boundaries are a powerful tool for cultivating a life that aligns with your values and protects your well-being. Embracing a growth mindset is a transformative approach that can fundamentally change how you view yourself, your abilities, and your potential. A growth mindset, a term popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, refers to the belief that your intelligence, talents, and abilities can be developed through dedication, hard work, and learning. This mindset contrasts sharply with a fixed mindset, which assumes that your qualities are static and unchangeable. When you embrace a growth mindset, you shift your perspective from seeing challenges as obstacles to viewing them as opportunities for growth and improvement. This approach can enhance your resilience, motivation, and overall satisfaction in both your personal and professional life. One of the key aspects of a growth mindset is the acceptance of failure as a natural part of the learning process. In a society that often equates success with perfection, the fear of failure can be paralyzing. Many people avoid taking risks or trying new things due to the worry of not meeting expectations or making mistakes. However, embracing a growth mindset allows you to see failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as a valuable source of feedback and learning. Each setback can teach you something new and bring you one step closer to your goals. By reframing failure as a necessary stepping stone to success, you cultivate resilience and the courage to take on challenges, knowing that growth often comes from overcoming adversity. Another important component of a growth mindset is the belief in the power of effort and persistence. When you adopt a growth mindset, you recognize that hard work and dedication are essential for improvement and achievement. Instead of feeling defeated by challenges, you approach them with the understanding that effort can lead to growth. This belief in effort empowers you to push through difficult situations, maintain your focus on long-term goals, and stay committed to personal development. When you view effort as a pathway to success, you're more likely to take on new challenges and pursue opportunities that may have previously seemed daunting. Additionally, cultivating a growth mindset encourages a love for learning. When you view learning as a lifelong journey rather than a destination, you become more open to new experiences and knowledge. This curiosity drives you to seek out challenges that will stretch your abilities and expand your horizons. You might pursue additional training, explore new hobbies, or engage with diverse perspectives. A love for learning fuels your motivation and helps you remain engaged and excited about personal and professional growth. By continuously seeking knowledge and skills, you enhance your adaptability, making it easier to navigate change and uncertainty. In adopting a growth mindset, you also develop a greater sense of self-efficacy, which refers to your belief in your ability to accomplish tasks and overcome challenges. When you believe that your skills can improve through effort and learning, you're more likely to take initiative and tackle difficult tasks. This increased self-efficacy fosters a positive feedback loop. As you take on challenges and succeed, your confidence grows, reinforcing your belief in your abilities. This self-reinforcing cycle enhances your motivation to continue pursuing your goals and facing new challenges, further solidifying your growth mindset. A growth mindset also encourages constructive feedback. When you're open to learning, you're more likely to view feedback as a helpful tool for improvement rather than a personal critique. Instead of becoming defensive when receiving feedback, you can approach it with curiosity and a desire to learn. This openness allows you to refine your skills, enhance your performance, and develop a deeper understanding of your strengths and areas for growth. Constructive feedback helps you adjust your strategies and approaches, ultimately leading to better outcomes and greater success. Moreover, embracing a growth mindset helps you build stronger relationships. When you view challenges as opportunities for growth, you're more likely to support others in their own journeys. This collaborative attitude fosters a culture of learning and mutual support, creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to take risks and pursue personal growth. By encouraging those around you to adopt a growth mindset, you contribute to a more positive and resilient community, whether it's in the workplace, at home, or within your social circles. Additionally, a growth mindset allows you to celebrate your achievements and the achievements of others without falling into the trap of comparison. Instead of viewing success as a zero-sum game where someone else's achievement diminishes your own, you learn to appreciate the accomplishments of others as inspiration for your own journey. This mindset fosters gratitude and encourages you to celebrate progress, both in yourself and in those around you. By shifting the focus from competition to collaboration and support, you create an uplifting environment that nurtures growth for everyone involved. Lastly, adopting a growth mindset promotes emotional resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties, but when you maintain a growth mindset, you're better equipped to handle these obstacles. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or defeated by adversity, you can approach difficulties with curiosity and determination. This resilience enables you to bounce back from setbacks more quickly, adapt to change, and find solutions to problems. The ability to navigate challenges with a growth mindset enhances your overall well-being and equips you with the skills needed to thrive in an ever-changing world. In conclusion, Embracing a growth mindset is a powerful way to change the way you see yourself and your potential. It involves viewing challenges as opportunities, accepting failure as part of the learning process, and believing in the power of effort and persistence. A growth mindset fosters a love for learning, enhances self-efficacy, encourages constructive feedback, and builds stronger relationships. By cultivating a growth mindset, you empower yourself to pursue personal development and navigate challenges with resilience, ultimately leading to greater fulfillment and success in all areas of your life.